Boom, boom. This your boy Azaryah, formerly known as Flipo. If you didn't know, now you know. Boom. The lineman don't tell me that. Of course, don't jam me hard. This girl says that she loves me and I just love her. Just give me a little wine. Eh, that's all I'm asking. There you go.
Girl, you make me dizzy when you walk past. Never seen so much beauty in the physical. Better hope you're walking with a stethoscope. Girl, you stole my heart 'cause I can't feel it at all. I'm trying to tell you what I'm feeling, but I'm getting short of breath. Delirious symptoms are the scariest. Every time you near me,
Once again to friend Sizwe, and I want to welcome you to What They Do. What They Do. What They Do. What They Do.
Curry chicken.
What They Do.
You heard that?
Now you know What They Do. What They Do is a place where we say what they do, what's up, what's popping, what's going on. And today we got another big guest. This is an epic episode because I'm a friend and he mine, right? Goes by the name of Azaryah, all from Trinidad, aka Flipo. Flipo, what they do?
What's the vibes?
What's good, homie?
Good. You know,
Yeah,
just
it's
chilling.
nice to have you here, man. How you doing?
Good. You know, just quiet on the scene for a while and it's time to jump back out.
Yeah, well, you know, you have been quiet. You have been very quiet on the scene, and you know, and I'm just happy to have you here because just because one is quiet doesn't mean one is not existing, one is not present, right? And you have a unique experience, and some of these podcasts that we have, right, kind of get into the drama, and this is not that type of podcast. So I want in this show for you to talk about who you are for a little bit, but then I want you to get into what it is to be an artist in the industry, in music, and what people need to do, what people are not doing. So we want to talk about soca and we want to teach, right? But before we do that, I also want to introduce the guy who's sitting next to you because he's here for a reason, right? So I want to introduce Kylie Singh, Jam Down Entertainment, Jam Down Management, right?
Jam Down Management.
Kylie Singh, what they do?
Well, we do what we're supposed to do.
Come
what
on,
we
man,
have
talk
to
up
do.
now, man, speak up.
We do what we're supposed to do and what we have to do. You know, thank you for having me. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, so Kyle, you are here because you're here because you have an interesting perspective. You've managed artists, you've put on shows, you've assisted in producing records, right? So there's an interesting perspective that I think is important for you to speak to. So we want to kind of talk about those things too. You know what I'm saying? So Flipo, Azaryah, what's new, man? What are you working on? What's going on?
But just plans in my mind, to be honest, you know. I've been working on a lot of material in terms of songwriting, music production, even songs for myself. But I think it's time for me to slow down a bit and focus on a different cap of the artist and preparing proper rollouts for songs. You know, because people just feel like you release music and it ain't good and nobody like it. It's not that, you know. We ain't taking the time to market and promote songs.
Mm-hmm. I want to get there, right? Because I think that is exactly where this conversation is to be, right? But before we do that, I also want to just talk about, like, for those who don't know, right? Don't tell me no. These things, like you came from a hip hop background, I think, right? And then you made your mark in soca. So I just kind of want to talk about who you are, what you've done. So that we get a foundation for like the rest of it. Before we continue, let me just say this episode is brought to you by Team Soca. Make sure on stream, go log on teamsoca.com. I want to big up my team. See, yeah. And also, send me that t-shirt there.
You man's got a brain yet?
Yeah. I just wanna say some brand new merch. Can you see that? This one is brought to you by Clem. Never had was to tell.
No, you didn't do that.
Never had was to tell. Big up to Clem. If you're looking for some jerseys, some t-shirts, we got you locked.
Yeah, so when I started, kind of like everybody getting into music, secondary school, freestyling, that kind of vibe, beating the desk, freestyling, that kind of vibe. And when I came out of secondary school, I went into song and live recording engineering. So I'm a certified engineer. While I was doing song engineering, I had an opportunity to rap for some guys in Malabar Arima, a studio called Pro Records. So there's where I kind of get my start in terms of being in a studio. I was around different studios, linking people from the start. But Pro Records is where it was like home because of the crime situation in Trinidad and Tobago at that time. I had a particular song called Another Murder, and one of the artists from there heard the song and he lost some friends to that same gang violence thing, and it just connected now. And since then I've been producing, engineering, a lot of artists coming through there from Three Sons, Squeezy Rankin, Benjai, the whole East.
Yeah.
All the artists from the East basically passed through there, and I was one of the engineers who used to take vocals, produce stuff, and so there's what kind of started in terms of me realizing that, this is something serious now, and I see in progression.
Mm-hmm. Something that you could do.
Yeah. Because in school, I always said I want to work with men like Benjai and Three Sons and thing, and then seeing it actually happen, people right in your space, really motivate me and encourage me to keep pushing on. Because a lot of times I felt like giving up,
Yeah.
Even now I feel like giving up, but when you look back at the journey and the distance, it's be like, nah, boy.
Yeah.
Can't give up.
But isn't that the story of all artists? Like, isn't that the story of every artist? Any artist that I've ever talked to or been around, it's always this struggle.
Yeah. I think, we tend to miss the journey and not appreciate the journey, but what is success without the struggle? You know what I mean? You have to enjoy the moment and appreciate what's happening now, so that when you get some sort of success, or you realize to yourself that, I am successful, you could say, yeah, boy, and you could motivate somebody else to pull them up. Because a lot of times you might try and fail and feel that you're not successful, but it's better to fail forward than to not do anything at all.
Right, of course.
Yeah. So it's just about development and motivating the youths, especially because when I was coming up, I didn't really have anybody to help me.
We talked about that, right? This kind of gatekeeping is one of the things I think I wanted to talk about with you. Gatekeeping in a sense of help, right? I think in my story, I feel like there were people who were in position to help, but maybe didn't know that they had that position, right? So I guess maybe my question to you is gatekeeping a thing? Is that really a thing, or should it be expected that you kind of on an island and you just got to do your work?
There's a lot of different angles. Let me pick some angles and let me see if we can find some solutions. Which angle do you want to go? Artist side? Because as an artist, I think first, kind of...
Singer, songwriter, producer, yeah.
As an artist, I really feel like, I'll talk for myself, I needed to prove that I was serious for other artists to see me and say, yeah, boy, he had discipline, he's serious, he worth giving some information and some help. Because let me be real, bro. It have a lot of artists on wild thing. Who on girls and just drinking and liming and
That's serious.
they're not serious. No, don't get me wrong, you could have fun and thing, you know. But for me, when it comes to music and the seriousness of producing products that you're going and market and say, hey, I representing a nation, you need to have a level of discipline now. So once I was able to show some form of discipline, I realized I started to get help. And men started to show me certain things. I could give you a perfect example. Recording Benjai. As a youth,
Simea.
I didn't have the experience of recording Benjai before.
Word.
The first time I record Benjai, I didn't record him. He was in the booth. And he was like, Flipo, everything needs to be set up for when the artist reach.
Mm-hmm.
Because he know as an artist and I see me do my engineer thing. So he let me know you can't stick when it comes to that. Because me and Jai cool. Me and a lot of different artists cool. But the reality is, when it comes to the work is work. It has no kicks thing. The mic need to be set up properly with whatever EQ, compression, reverb, delay, what the artist like.
Yeah.
So when the artist in the booth and ideas flowing, especially if they don't write on paper, and is freestyle ideas or ideas that they have in their head, to maintain that energy and that vibe, you need to be able to move quick.
Yeah. You got to be ready. Because
So-
they ain't here to play. They ain't here to waste time with
We can't
us.
stick on it, yeah.
And as a creative as yourself, you would know sometimes they get a real bad idea. You might rush for your phone to record it and something happen and that idea not coming back.
Yeah.
So moments like that, I think does create a lot of great magical moments in music now. So being able to just experience that, not recording him for the first time when I was supposed to record him, enabled me now, the second time he come, I was ready. And then from there, I started to learn and write how we stack in background vocals, certain things, recording different artists, learning different harmony things. So all that helped develop me as an artist now. You know what I mean? So it's a level of seriousness you need to commit to and show that, yeah, I really want this. For men to open up and say, I'm not wasting my time with this youth now, or this individual or whoever. I think first things first is discipline and show up and perform.
But that speaks to your drive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your drive and your need to be successful in whatever it is you do as a producer, right? Or vocal engineer. Right? But we're speaking, I think, right now about the gatekeeping perspective and whether or not that is a I don't want to say a problem, but if it's an issue, right? Because using me as an experience or as an example, I would say like I ran across many people who could help, right? Or but kept some information from me. I'm not saying that it was on purpose, but maybe they didn't know. But I felt like I could have been 10 times, 20 times where I am even today. If a man said, yo, sis, I don't know, come to the show 15 minutes a day or whatever, right? That might be a bad example. But I'm saying there's information that I think is held sometimes because we or they might feel like if I give you that, then they're taking away from you, like what you said earlier.
Yeah. But what about if you want help, but at the same time be able to help them?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times people look for help and that is it. You help this one, they help this one. But what are you bringing to the table to help them as well? A simple thing as an event had to take place and artists don't want to do video drops to let the people know you're coming. A simple thing like that, artists don't like to do. Some artists don't like to do. So we had to figure out, okay, what angle you're looking at and how can you bring value? Because you remember, it's a music business. So we lacking a lot of information, but there's a lot of information out there and a lot of other successful industries that we can pattern from to find ways to move around whoever gatekeeping. But it have gatekeeping going on.
You went from doing hip hop to doing soca. Is that an accurate timeline? Hip hop then soca, or was something in between? Maybe a little reggae.
I think
That's all I mean.
I think my style was mainly hybrid. I believe it's just people heard hip hop and heard soca next. But I was always dabbling in different music because that's how I grew up hearing dancehall, reggae, R&B, whatever it is. So my thing was just how does make that boy, how to song like this, or how they making these type of beats. That was always my interest now. But from what people heard, it was the hip hop, then the groovy. You know, like the underground people would know that it was like everything.
Yeah.
You know, but correct with the hip hop and the soca.
I have a little beef with you.
Why?
Small beef.
You wanna go rap battle?
No, I can't rap. But it's this idea, I think I've heard you say in an interview or two, and I've heard other soca artists, quote unquote soca artists, say this, right? I'm not just a soca artist, right? And I take issue with that because I feel like I don't hear Jay-Z or whoever your biggest rapper or whatever case is say that they not just reggae or just a hip hop artist, right? They'll if it's a rock record, they're gonna do hip hop on the rock record, right? And I feel like sometimes we play soca or soca as if, at least in the beginning, as if it's a small thing, and I'm not just a soca artist. I could do everything else. And I'm saying should we stand on what it is that we do and do what we do on the hip hop record, on the Afrobeats record, or on the whatever country record, right? So not that I have a beef.
No, I
but
understand.
I'm saying like, is that a valid thought in your eyes?
It's all about perception. Because let me say Rihanna. I never hear Rihanna do a soca yet. And look where she from. Let me say Chris Brown. No, there was a point in time where you could only sing R&B and you couldn't rap. Them two things wasn't going together. But the music evolved so much, it reached a place where Chris Brown rapping and it's okay. When Drake now come out, Drake was singing and linking up with Trey songs and singing. A lot of people mightn't even remember that. But you can go and search it to see what I'm talking about. And the music evolve and always changing. Now, when I say I'm not just a soca artist, I'm not hating on what our music is and could do, you know.
Okay.
It's never that, you know. Because you can't tell me I don't like wheating when this year I probably released more music than every artist in the Caribbean in soca. In terms of me singing them, I released about 10 to 12 songs.
Yeah, you told me that.
I wrote countless and produced. 1 month it was, I wrote over 50 something songs. That was just 1 month. So you can't tell me, not you,
Yeah.
but people that say he don't like we thing and it's not that. You can't tell me that. I am just being me and I need to be free to be me. That is why I just create the music all I like. Because I is be free and as a rebel. So I'm not afraid to say I is not just a soca artist. I is more than that. I representing our thing, you know. I grew up in a place where the radio was playing the things that influenced me as a creative. So now you can't vex with me because that's why I grew up here and I had no choice. I was a little youth. I couldn't say, are you going to change this radio station when my parents listening to it? Are you mad? I had to sit down and listen to what I'm listening to. I had to listen to what my neighbors listening to until I reached a certain age where I get Discman and CDs and I started to borrow Jay-Z CDs from a neighbor and albums and I started to explore things on my own, you know? and still come back and do we thing. Because I find like growing up, we could check right now if you watch a lot of our music videos in terms of it could be popular artists and you go back to 1999 and you watch a video that's showing on BT, there's a big quality difference. Because there's different industries, but them guys on BT and MTV VH1 using ARRI cameras, which is cinema cameras.
Yeah.
When men start to do videos,
Red camera and all these different things.
red camera thing is small thing next to ARRI and them thing. We now starting to use red cameras and them things that men was using DSLR and but industries different places. But in terms of the influence, growing up, we want to be like 50 Cent. We want money, we want cars, we want big house, mansion and thing. That programming us. You know? We influenced by that. We want things. You know? So, when you watch that growing up as a youth, and you watching what we have, or what things still developing, and nothing wrong with that, you know? But we have to be real with ourselves and understand that we need development. You can't. I don't care who vexed with what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is facts. We need development. We need to figure out how I can get an ARRI camera borrow, boy. How I can rent an ARRI camera and look like that. Because we have the sound, you know. But are we marketing and packaging what we have to 1,000%? So that anybody in the world can see that and be like, oh, yeah, boy, what is this? Are we doing that? We have to be real with ourselves.
You know, you're taking this conversation in a direction that I wanna hold on to for a little bit later, right? But I don't wanna kill the vibe. So
Yeah, nah.
from your vantage point, where is Soca?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Is it in a good space or is it in a place where it's in a decline? Right? Is it a place where we are gonna see people making a living in Soca? I think we had a conversation with Clement and I think you commented on some of that conversation, right?
Yeah.
And you said, you know, both of you have a point.
Yeah.
Right? Can we explore like Clem say that's where you're with.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Can you get the thing for me? I think it's upstairs. Good, right? But right?
Mm-hmm.
Like what's your position on that?
On Clem, what you say?
On Soca, where is Soca?
Development?
Development wise, and are we in a place where these artists are worth $700 TT? $1,000 TT?
All right. So in terms of the development of the music, we going up. We've seen a lot of younger artists coming out and expressing themselves, which is good. Not everything I would agree with in terms of the sound and the lyrics and that kind of thing, but there are some songs and there are some artists that really, really good. But at the same time, even the songs that I'm not really feeling, I can't vex with them because anybody that now starting something, they're not going to be the best. So we need to nurture them and give them room to develop. That is one thing. The downside, and I'm speaking from producer, writer, engineer side of things. We lacking a lot of development in terms of the vocal ability, lyrics, and a lot of the content, bro, is like, yo, how much times all they go say soca in a song? How much times all they go say carnival in a song? That formula does work, but at the same time, there is a big gap for the music where you could sing about different things, bro. You can make people party without saying party. You can make people raise their hands without saying, wave your hand, flag in the air. You could make people do that without saying those things. To me, doing that is more impactful. You know what I mean? So for me, there's the gap with that. But overall, we are not inclined. We going up. We going up. Slowly but surely, we going up. It's a development. You know, everybody will have the different ideas, thoughts, and things. But that's for me. It's just them two things. It's just kind of mess with my mind a little bit.
Is Nyla and Nyla like those Nyla and Nyla like gonna be our Grammy winners? Like, is that style of soca, style of entertainment going to take us up in that echelon of premier music?
No, you see, you're going into a different realm there because to win a Grammy, you need to be a part of the association and they have to vote for whoever to win. So it's like popularity at the same time. We don't know what's the mafia in that. We outlooking, just like watching BT music videos. No, I have a I just have some conspiracy thoughts, right? All right, so in my mind, right, I'll make it quick. To me, record labels own BT, MTV, this one, that one, subsidiary companies, whatever the case is. They create these platforms to put value on products. Right? I don't want to go too fast, but let me just go with BT Awards. Or the Grammys.
Sure.
As we're talking about the Grammys. You win a Grammy Award, it's the biggest thing. That is one of the top trophies within the entertainment, music, vibes, whatever. It's at the Oscars and whatever. But winning that, letting the people know that, this person is the best, and things will come behind that. Just as, let me say, a footballer, Ronaldinho or whoever, Cristiano Ronaldo, they will get brand endorsements. Rihanna now, Fenty products, whatever the case is. So, we had a look at what is the real mechanics behind this thing. Is it really they're the best? Or are they trying to sell products? That's where my mind is and trying to figure out.
Yeah, but to be on that stage or on that level, right, the music has to be somewhere, right? Whether we say that's a different set of mafia.
Mm-hmm.
The music itself has to be visible,
Has to be recognized.
right? As something to say we can market. And I guess that's kind of my perspective or my question is, will we the soca industry, the Caribbean market, outside of that, be in a position to where, all right, we could play in that game too?
Yeah, we could.
I think it would take some time. It would take more time. So
So what I started with saying is the Nyla and Nyla lights. Because I find Nyla to be very much like on the cusp of breaking some real boundaries. Right? So are you saying that it's beyond Nyla and that she or this era of soca is still not ready?
So what I'm saying is, and I'm talking from my opinion, right? In order for the soca to grow, we cannot have the same 5 to 10 people all year for the next 10 years who represents soca, right? If there's nobody coming behind who is in front, then there's no growth. In the hip-hop world, you see people coming up daily, right? That's a new face. That's a new song. That means that is somebody new pushing that genre of music, right? And I'm not saying that they still get played on the radio, but the ground knows them as well, right? With regards to soca, we cannot really tell who are the new artists because we're not hearing them on the radio, right? We could know somebody's a new artist when we go to a fete or we go to a show and we see who is opening the show. and we see who is not playing with a live band. And we know that, all right, that person opening the show, that's a new artist, and then everybody stands and looks at them. Why? Because we don't know them. And that person is going to stay that person for the next 10 years because nobody is, he or she is not coming up right after them because the first 10 people who are considered soca stays there.
Is it because they not coming up, or because we as a people are not receptive to new music or new artists?
No, I don't think so. I would not say that we are not receptive. I would never say we're not receptive. We are receptive once we know. Once we are introduced. Once we are introduced to that person or that element, it's like anything else.
Because the reason why I said that is because soca has new artists every day. Every day. And them men struggling, all right. Them men struggling. And women struggling to get paid. Right? They're struggling to, even the local artists, struggling to get on the radio in Trinidad. Right? They're struggling. You know, I could go to Trinidad and I can make 1 and 2 calls and I'll probably be able to get on the radio. That's not. Right? But I've established some links and, but there are people who are local to home or wherever country, not even Trinidad, wherever you go, who can't get. Right? And I'm saying, is it because they ain't working on enough, or because people just don't know, or is there something? There's this block of, well, you ain't no more.
It could be a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
It could be a little bit of everything.
Let me show you something, And this year I sit down and I watch it. And watching the interviews and thing, and I was like, at what point are these new artists going to get a chance? Because I see somebody say, we playing the songs that the people want to hear. Okay, cool. How are you gauging that? Because they playing the people from the previous year with the popular
names.
The
names.
So automatically they pulling for that. So my thing is, at what point are you gauging these songs?
You're gauging it based off of TikTok.
Nah.
Based off of IG, and you see, and the reason why I can say that is because, and you tell me if I'm wrong. It's a conversation, right? Is because once upon a time, Daddy and his peers, right, King Charles and whoever else was playing music, right, you used to can't wait to go on the record shop and pull records, boom, boom, right, and can't wait to bust this something, whoever it is, right. And today, I feel like that process isn't what's happening. DJs, they belong to this pool, or Julian promos, or whatever cases, they get in the music, and they saying, I like this record, but I don't like this record. Right? There's no this one is popular. Look, it's playing on TikTok. I'm going to play that. Right?
But
I ain't playing Azaryah record because...
they ain't seeing me, so they ain't playing it. But that's the flip side to the coin, so it have two sides to the thing. Now, I could do something and get viral and they run with it, But I not on that clown thing, to be honest.
Yeah.
To me, I should be able to sing something so meaningful that I could stand up on a stage and sing that for the very first time and impress you. That is why I start with music now.
But you see, that is what the Trinidadian people don't do, right? You could go to a show. Go to a Dave Matthews concert. And Dave Matthews, he come out and he sing Crash. And the place goes crazy. And then he sings a song right after that is brand new. He barely sang that song yet. And as soon as he starts to sing that song, people starting to clap. And they're into it and they're engaged. And when he finishes singing that song, the crowd goes crazy. It's a new song. It's a brand new song that Dave Matthews has not even performed at 100% yet.
And that is what I was talking about.
And we lack that.
Yeah.
We lack that. We will watch a new artist come on a stage. They ain't whining, man. That what they wearing? I never hear this one before, you know. And right there, right off the artist.
So are you saying, Azaryah too, or are you guys saying then it is a consumer issue as opposed to the artist not looking at them?
It's not that they're not working hard enough, you know.
Well, that's it.
Because
It's
we could carry it to a certain point. I could use myself for example. I could carry a song to a certain point. It had the TikTok. I could go that direction, you know, and do it like that, you know. But then we'll be lacking on this side. Who are the new program directors? You know, it's the same program directors when I now start, still in the same position. It have new artists coming out. It have new producers coming out. Where are the new program directors? It have new DJs. So it have certain sections that men afraid to talk about, but you know me, I don't care, it's a rebel.
Sure.
I cool with everybody, all the program directors, I cool with everybody. So, but it's facts. Where all the new program directors that on the ground looking for these younger talents and saying, I in the club and this song is it. Where the people who doing that? So we missing in certain areas. Also, with the certain types of songs. We only singing party. What about struggle? What about different topics? Love. What about motivational things? Why? Because everybody focused in the party aspect, but the music have so much different angles it could spread and go to. So that has been my thing where I say it going up, you know, but it have a lot of down at the same time. So it had the new ones who doing it, but we also need more of them doing it. Because nothing wrong with what the party side, you know, because we need that too.
But isn't the foundation of the music party side?
That is okay.
The foundation of it carnival and fun and wine and party.
But I think what he's saying too, it could grow.
It could grow.
It have different elements. They have different. I mean, life is not just you wake up and you go, right? They have times when you could laugh. They have times when you could cry. And the music's supposed to speak to the people and how the people feel, right? So if somebody they're feeling like they're struggling today and they sing a nice song about that, then what it should make it should make a big difference.
But let me show you
Soca
something.
is soca. The music is music.
I went to Disney the other day with my daughter, right? And it had an area where a dance room, air conditioning things to keep the kids cool now. Now I sign up, I hear this strum. I see this song like soca. I say, but what is this? They're using somebody's song from Babylon. I can't remember the name of the song, an old song. Like a kind of calypso kind of thing. And them using that in this time. But you know what I notice? It's not no sort of fast lyrics. It's similar to Tempted to Touch. It's similar to these type of songs. I was up here for almost 3 weeks. I listening to the radio. And I noticing the lyrics have space. The music have space. So, when we talking Billboard and the writing of the concepts, we also need to take that into consideration because in the Caribbean, every island had their own special sauce, their own vibe,
Sure.
which is cool.
Yeah.
Let me use Beanie Man for example. Beanie Man could talk real yard. Beanie Man do songs like that when he doing songs with Janet Jackson. Shaggy. When Shaggy doing songs with Sting, they sound a particular way. Sean Paul. They sound a particular way. And when they're talking yard, they're talking grung. But they understand the concept of. And which we know. I could go out in the road and talk like this. We understanding me. But people from different countries not going and understand nothing I say.
After market, you have to know the market.
So, it's a lot of different things we have to take into consideration. A simple thing like asking for a product and you're speaking too fast and let's slow it down and speak proper for them to understand. Simple things like that within the recording process, we missing. because we're studying party and the vibe and we don't want to miss the action. And nothing wrong with that. But we also need to focus on the packaging of our product to the world stage. And I think once we tap into that, they can't stop we, bro. It ain't no music like we music, you know. Trust what I telling you. And I into all different genres. I doing stuff with Major Lazer. Here who I call? Major Lazer, you know. They fuse the Caribbean music with all different types of music around the world. I do stuff with producers from all in Barcelona, all over the world, bro. And the thing about it is, they just want to make good music. They want to make music that could make you remember a moment and live with you forever, bro. Meaningful music. Everybody had the subgenres and thing. But when it comes down to it, it's music that could resonate with people.
Azaryah, you bust big, but from Sweden. That's a true statement.
Think my chest hurt me there, yes? Well, I want to get two sides to this, eh? So, the producer is actually from Sweden, Soca Dennis. Right? And the song came in, but before I reach there,
Don't tell me no.
don't tell me that.
Don't tell me that. Sorry.
So, the song was released in Trinidad, and the song didn't take off because it wasn't Trinidad soca enough. That's what they tell me. Right? It wasn't Trinidad soca enough. Cool. Me being me, we say we're going to push this song. And Soca Dennis was from Sweden. Well, is from Sweden. And he said, bro, let me send it to everybody. Everybody. I have real emails. He have real emails. We're going to send it to everybody. This song came in at number 10 on the top 100 songs for 2013 on the Swedish national radio charts. After that, TV6 came and interviewed me home. Within that space, Galen and Faye had a program they was running in their studio where all their contacts, promoters, when they come in to do deals, bookings, or everything, they have an iPad with all the youth's music. When you come in to book us, check through here and see who you can book. I don't know if they ever talk about that much, but I experienced that. From the time, because I went to him, I tell him, bro, because all this time, I known behind the scenes, eh? So, I went, I said, bro, they say my song is not Trinidad soca enough. He played it in the studio. He said, you sing this high part? I said, yeah. He said,
That's God to tell you.
because them know me as a rapper a long time, you know. But the first time he introduced me to Faye, and he said, you don't know Flipo? Yeah, Pro Records, that long time rapping and singing, man, he good. You know? And I just keep the relationship. So, he said, you sing the high part? I said, yeah. He said, bro, I understand what you're going through. Because around that same time, he just got the Soul Train Award. So, the minds was around the same space with what was happening with the song now. After all of that, from the time I leave from my gallon and reach home, the song was playing on the radio. I ain't saying this, he called that shot. I don't know. But within everything that was happening, you know, it took a bit of struggle to see some form of success, some kind of motion, something happening. And that song took an entire year of promotion before it did what it did. So that song wasn't a song just come out and it get big. It was real groundwork. Not just in Trinidad, around the world. Major Lazer came and remixed that song. And men was doubting, this ain't good thing, it ain't what we are accustomed to. But how we going and reach different places if we just sung in one way? Which nothing wrong with that, you know. But if the music developing and changing, we need to song a little different to blend in.
It can't be one dimensional.
And take off. Well, when people see the Major Lazer remix, it's like, from Sweden. You know, so that was the short story of that song.
Trinidad holds the anchor to soca, right? In many places. What do you think today? Soca or the consumer is had enough of Trinidad soca, the movie thing, and they're really looking for more than that. Because when I go out party, I ain't really hearing no Trinidad soca. I'm hearing Trinidad, Barbados, Sid Lucia, well, the damn thing. I'm hearing like
Bouillon and that kind of thing. Yeah.
Right? Are we in a space where like we're losing power, losing that control of?
I wouldn't say it's control. What I would say is the other islands stepping up the game. Simple as that.
Or are we producing records that people don't like?
Time and place. Time and place. You know what I mean? If the people feeling for a certain type of music, you move with the current. You can't stand up and say, well, I just doing this because I want to do this. You can't fight the current in the ocean. How you going to do that? Yeah. So we need to be creative and understand that music is changing and evolving. If this is the temperature, just like before you run on stage, we might have a plan set. But when we go in the event and we say, now boy, let me switch wrong. Quick. Let me start so, let me go so, let me go so, let me go so. And it's real life and real time. You had to be able to adjust. So it's not that we don't have the anchor or we don't have the say. It's just people realizing what people want to do in parties and have more fun with than just pulling out a phone and recording. People just feel for wildness. People want to get wet down. People want powder. People want the excitement. People want fun. People want to see me flip off the stage. Can't tell me to flip off the stage, eh? But it's
I know you to be on a stage and splits and flip.
No, not splits. They corrected it one time. Not splits, flips. Flips.
Yeah.
But it's just entertainment at the end of the day too, eh? And I think the music kind of lacking a level of, roughness.
Aggressiveness.
And it don't necessarily need to be vocal tone. Sorry, it don't need to be vocal tone. It could be your energy now. So, why realize, me personally, normally I be real cool but I am also a martial artist, right? So, I have a lot of fast twitch muscles.
Did hear, I think in an interview recently, where you said that you're a martial artist. Jaden does MMA, my son.
Nice,
right? So
nice.
he just got a yellow belt in jiu-jitsu. And so, yeah. I have to be easy with how I do it in these days.
You might rough you up.
My back hurting me and the knees and stuff, so I had to be...
Nah, that's good. That's a good discipline. Yeah, so... It's a lot of fast twitch muscles, so... When I go on a stage, even though I singing groovy, I remember a time Black say, Flipo, how you singing that groovy like a power so? He shake it so and smile, man. From that moment, I realized I had something. So it don't necessarily need to be because you're singing groovy, you're moving like a marshmallow. You're moving. Chris Brown singing R&B. Bro, Chris Brown backflipping on the stage and doing all kind of dancing and crumping and all kind of thing. So is entertainment now. What you bringing to the table, you know? There's a lot of different things, boy.
Kaya, do you find like as a promoter, because you're in management and promotion, do you find that these parties today, these dances, wherever they are just whack? They're just like
I think we're missing something.
Flipo, Azaryah is giving his everything on that stage, right? Flipping, he dancing, he taking up, right? And party is like, are we appreciative of the flip? Or are we just kind of like, I don't know.
So let me ask you, if in that same party, Marshall come and do a flip, how you think the crowd will react?
I don't know. I think they might be like, Marshall did that flip.
So what's the difference between Marshall doing the flip and Azaryah doing the flip?
None.
There's a there's a difference. Of course there's a difference. One is Marshall and one is Azaryah. We know Marshall. We getting to know Azaryah. Right? So it is not that the people, we don't know. We don't know. And we are conditioned to operate like that. If we don't know something, we watch it like, what the hell? Until it gets ingrained in us, as that is who it is, then we accept it a whole lot more. That's how I see it. That's my view on it.
Before we continue, let me just say this episode is brought to you by Team Soca. Make sure on stream, go log on, teamsoca.com. I want to big up my team, Team Soca. See, yeah. And also, send me that t-shirt there.
You been scatterbrained.
Yeah, I just wanna say some brand new merch. Can you see that? This one is brought to you by Clem. Never had was to tell.
Now we're into that.
Never had was to tell. Big up to Clem. If you're looking for some jerseys, some t-shirts, we got you locked. You know what I'm saying?
That's tough.
Yo, was Clem right when he was talking about artists and their fees and they are going too far? He basically was trying to say, right? Who is going to be able to pay these artists the money that they call them?
You're trying to set me up.
No, I'm not trying to.
And here why you're trying to set me up, right? You're trying to set me up because I manage an artist.
Yeah, you sure
right?
do.
And I'm a promoter.
By the way, once upon a time, I used to be begging Clem. Not Clem. Kai, he's sick from Jam Down Management to give me an opportunity. And he passed on me a number of times. But continue.
You see?
He
set him up whole night here now. At the time when you came to me,
yeah. No, we don't have to stick there.
No. But I had to tell you again. You just put me out there, so I had to put it back on you here now. The time when you came to me, I was not in a space to do so because my hands were already full.
You picked. You picked.
My hands were already full.
You had two choices and you picked.
Right. My hands were full.
No.
So
you had two choices.
Back to your original question. Are artists calling hefty prices or hefty sums to perform? Terry Lyons said it best the other day. Know your worth. But we need to be realistic with our worth. Right? I might think I am worth $3,000 an hour. But in the current market, my valuation might be a whole lot less. right? So we have to know our worth and we have to be honest with that. That's how I see it. If I don't want to call the artist name, but I called an artist one day. And I
Call the
said,
name?
no, I'm not going to call his name. 'Cause I won't put him out there like that.
Sure.
And I said to him, I said, hey, I want to bring you to Fort Lauderdale, right? What will you charge me? The man turned around and told me, 15,000. And I said, 15,000 what? And he said US. And I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it. We're talking about it and I still can't believe it, right? And I said, but homie, you have not had a hit or you have not been on a stage in no big way. I said, I come for Trinidad for Carnival every year. I don't see you performing anywhere. Like, how could this be your cost? And he went on to tell me, well, when he was this, and I get that. I understand that, right? But we have to know our worth and we have to be realistic with what we want to charge people. Because Clem said it best. When you really go to an army fete and you have all those people performing that come into that fete, 3,000 people, you could afford to pay artists. But when you come to North America, you come to Fort Lauderdale, and you can't charge me that exorbitant fee because there's no way I could make that as a promoter. Not saying I don't want to pay you that fee, but the market does not facilitate that. You understand what I'm saying? So we have to be realistic and we have to be honest. And that's just how I see it.
So Azaryah, how do artists get paid? 10,000 a show, 5,000 a show, right? Like there's some artists who can get that, right? But that handful is a handful, right? And then everybody else seems to be able to have to deal with free, next to free, or you could cover your shirt and your pants and your sneakers.
All right, but my thing is, I have a question actually. It's like, for me, right? Being in the mix in different areas, my question would be, all right, let me say I charging 15,000, or whoever artist charging 15,000. I need to see a breakdown. Don't just tell me 15,000 for what? For what? If we dealing with business, let me see, all right, this for my dancers, this for I paying for my own flights, I'm paying for my hotel, paying for wherever. It need to make sense. Because unless you sure, you go and ram out that place by your presence being there and ticket sales.
That's just it, yeah.
Unless you could do that, you need to show me a breakdown of what that money paying for. Because I'm not going to pay you 15,000 US for you to come on my stage and flop. That ain't happening.
Well, it's not even a flop because he might really come and he performing.
Yeah.
Right? But who is he performing to? Who is he performing for?
The market
Because you're not bringing in a $15,000 worth of patrons to help support your bill. You're not. So it's hard. So again, I just say we know our worth, yes. Know your worth as an artist, as an individual, but you need to be realistic with putting that together.
How much of that is promoters' inability to promote effectively?
Nah, before you go there.
Sure. I'm not saying I feel that way. I'm just saying, as a podcaster that I am today, I'm just putting forward the question.
Wait, don't answer that yet. Because there's a lack of information between promoters and artist management, that kind of vibes. Because I could tell you, bro, artists younger than me, they don't know, especially if they fly to different places to perform different places, they don't know the market in certain areas. Miami is not a Brooklyn. So it had to have some if somebody could just document, okay, let me say, all right, Miami is, you can get, where's our good crowd?
A good crowd in a off peak time. Or off peak time. Maybe 300 at the max. Maybe, and that's a maybe.
And that's
And that's one of the bigger promoters.
no, I'm not just promoters, but artists. Because there's an echelon of
Bro,
artists.
listen, I see Bungie Garlin come here, and the place didn't fill out. I've seen Patrice Roberts come here.
All right, but how
And-
could
and-
a Bungie Garland, right? So goes back to my question, right? How could a Bungie Garland? I'm not saying that that's true, and I really don't want to call his name too much in a sense, right? But if you say you've seen a Bungie Garland come and then fill out a space, right? And Bungie Garland's at the top of the echelon of artists, right? How much of that, as Azaryah said, do answer, but how much of that is a promotion issue and not a Garland issue?
I don't know if it is a promotional issue. It is a people issue. And I say that because I tell people all the time, if you have Bungie Garlin performing tonight and you have Popcorn performing the same night, Trinidadian people are not going to see Bungie Garlin. We are going and see and we are going to see Popcorn.
And why is that?
I am telling you.
That's crazy.
We don't support our thing. And again, this is my view, not the views of anybody else here. This is my view. We don't support us. We don't. That is why Jamaican artists know they could come to Trinidad and bust. And when they bust, they go all over the place after that. You think
900,000.
you think a Trinidadian artist going Jamaica and bust singing soca? Come on.
Huh?
Classic.
All right. She said classic. Classic has a new record, right? And I think he's changing the game, right? He has 1 million views on YouTube. He has 1 million views, a million plays on TikTok. I'm sorry, on Spotify, right? Like he is taking his records without the backing of the industry, without the backing of Trinidad, and he's like trending in Africa and all these things with this one record dancing.
No, sure, it was a big dancer. That?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that bad.
Yeah, big record, huge, right? Jamaica, like everywhere, right? Is he doing? What is he doing that we're not doing, or that the artists who you're saying is not worth what they're saying they're worth? Do it
Again, I am not saying you might be worth it. I am saying we need to be realistic with our worth. That is all I am saying. That is what I am saying. Be realistic. Because just like Azaryah said, some artists not going to bring that crowd on any regular night. They are not. If it's Miami Carnival,
different.
and we know people flying in from Atlanta and people flying in from New York or wherever, the possibility is greater.
Yeah,
Not on a regular
promoters take advantage of the Miami Carnival, Atlanta Carnival, Labor Day, Toronto, where now they're saying, well, just come and go, I think, right? Like, are artists really getting paid on the carnival circuit? Are they getting paid like a living wage on the carnival circuit? Or they come in and doing a little thing?
No, I don't think they're just doing a little thing. There's some might be. Some might be doing a little thing. Like the newer artists, but the mainstream artists, they're not doing a little thing. Dude, Nala Blackman just left Atlanta and came to Miami. And did 2 shows in 2 cities in 1 day. She got paid. She ain't just doing her thing. She ain't just, could I pop in? She got paid. Right? How much she got paid, I don't know. But she did 2 cities over, I think it's Memorial Weekend. And she got paid.
Sure.
So they have the artists out there doing it. right? But we had to know our worth, and we had to be realistic, and that's just what I go with. It's just like for when my artist going out there. If somebody call me, I am very realistic with everything. But I also break down everything to and show, but listen, this is why I need X, Y, and Z,
This is the cost.
right? But maybe I do that because I'm a promoter. So I have a different appreciation for what I do in terms of how I market her and how, I try to get her out there. But I just try to be realistic. And that is just what it calls for. No. Next year, she busts and she busts big. We still have to be realistic. And that is just my opinion. We had to stay real. We can't go crazy with it.
Azaryah, how much does a record cost to produce?
My brother don't feel average, boy.
I mean, a good record.
Let me say, wait, in US or TT? US? But it depends, boy. That could range.
All right, I'll give you the pieces, right? An artist who's not really a good writer, right? So you might need a writer to come and write a record.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't a producer, so you're gonna need some production, mix master, right? Now we don't have to press records again, we have to press CD again. Right? But given that background for that artist, what is it gonna cost that artist to produce a record from recording to getting it to the disc?
But on the low side, I would say about 3,000 US. Low, that is low price. It's expensive, bro.
But I think that's the point.
But it depends too on who you work with.
Yeah.
And your relationship that you have with that person.
Of course, but on the average, right? And there are some artists who might have a studio in their house and we just say the basic need, right? Writing, production, mix master, right? And I think I agree with you. It's going to be about $3,000 to $5,000.
Yeah.
Right? Depending on what is it, right? And then you go to a show, I want to call it and say, not you kind, you'll never do this. Right? We'll say, come and do a thing, no man, and I get a bottle of Johnny Walker and you're good.
Now, that I don't agree with. All right? I wanted to be clear. I don't agree with that. All right? No, there are artists that will tell you that, Put me on.
Mm-hmm.
Put me on.
Mm-hmm.
Because they understand. You see, in this thing, there's a period where you had to just be put on, And that is just the reality of it. And I am pretty sure it happens in every other genre. I mean, I don't think they have any new upcoming Jamaican artists who never just had to be put on a stage and sang and do the thing for free. Right? And at the end, they get blessed up, whatever the case might be. Now, as a promoter, I don't do that. I am extremely straightforward. I call the artist and say, this is what I have. Can you or you can't? If you can't, I will try to work another way for another time. If you could, then we work. But I am never one to say, I'm not going and bring down nobody price. I've never asked anybody to bring down their price. I tell you what I can afford.
So, Kyle, why am I not opening for Flipo to me? It's all right. Listen. Listen. Azaryah. Listen, Azaryah.
Tell me.
The road to success in Trinidad versus the road to success outside, is there a difference? And what should artists be doing to get their record or get their placement as an artist to a place where people can see that? You understand what I mean?
The road to success in Trinidad, bro, real kicksy. The good music, that is the most basic thing. I can make a crap song become the biggest song in Trinidad. It's all about your marketing and showing that this could entertain the audience. Because at the end of the day, it don't matter who it don't have to be me. Anybody that bring in a piece of material or content supposed to be able to go out and entertain, sell tickets, do some sort of something. That's the first thing. The other thing is building relationships. I ain't saying kiss up to nobody, but be mature and understand these are the people in the positions and they are most likely going to be there for the next 20, 30 years. These are the people you need to engage with. You can't hide from it. So guess what? They are the guy in music. Be able to help them at the same time.
Sure.
Your song play.
Show your word.
Where you want dub, a real bad dub plate. Your lyrics, but a real bad dub plate for them. It could be a song they never hear before. But guess what? The lyrics in the dub plate, when they play this next song, and they kill off some next song, team, song system, whatever, everybody want to know, who is this artist, boy? Do things that could help them help you. You know? Aside from just the popularity thing and whatever, to me being an artist, in this time, you have to be able to work a camera. You have to be your own graphic artist. You have to be your own engineer. You have to be your own producer. You have to be your own songwriter. You have to be your own marketing team. You have to be your own stylist. It has so much different things we could go into that you need to at least have some form of knowledge. It have a lot of youths I just work with. They don't know how to get a radio interview. How you could want to be a artist or a DJ or whoever.
And it's not even get it, it's even when they get there, they don't even know how to speak at the interview.
That's the next thing.
Yeah, they don't.
So
know how to carry it.
that goes into artist development and what we talked about earlier, right?
Yeah.
As gatekeeping and something. Tell us, like, this is how we need to answer questions, or this is how we need to come to the studio.
But at the same time, the other day I digging through some old documents and stuff I had when I was 15 years old. How? I had a whole list of all the radio stations, email addresses, everybody that I need to go to. At 15, 16, 17, somewhere around there. I didn't have anybody to tell me to do that. I went and dig. Why? Because I want it. Listening to the radio station, who on the shift understanding, okay, probably 4 5 shifts for the day? Who is the DJ? Who's the announcer? And in this time, it's real easy now. Everybody on radio have a social media account. They're not even going and message these people. Okay, you ain't get through to one, but what about the other 20 on the station? You ain't even going on the radio station website to see who's the program director, who in charge of marketing in the different departments. Okay, you ain't get through with this radio station, guess what? It have countless others. You just need a chance. Hey bro, just take a listen to this now. You don't need to play it now. But give me a little advice now. What you think as a DJ that do anything for so long? What I could do to develop myself? As a youth, I trying and I'm serious and I want to do the thing. Help me now. You don't need to play me. I just want a little feedback.
That being said, I think it's a good segue, and time is kind of running out. But is it time? Yeah, is it time to let go of this Soca Mafia talk and just get to work, or is there some validity to the Soca Mafia and men stopping progress?
Bro, let me be real. It's a men who just don't like it for nothing, and it have the area where men lapsing and not doing the work. Let me be real.
It's two sides of the coin.
In life you will meet people who don't like you, and that is okay. You will meet people who don't agree with you. But guess what? These grown men and women, we could have conversations. You don't have to like what I'm saying, but you could reason with me and we could have a conversation and get to a point and say, oh, I now understand your perspective. Oh, I now understand your perspective too. And we move forward.
But that's a level of maturity, eh? That comes with a level of maturity. That don't just come just so.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have to want to reason. We have to want to understand each other to be able to get to that point.
And that's going back to our genre is young. So we can't vex with people trying different things.
Yeah.
We growing and we developing and we trying. I get you with that. You don't have to follow me. Nyla get you with that. You don't need to follow Nyla. Even in the Trinidad. Swanee and them doing that. Okay, cool. Swanee and all they say you don't need to follow me. It's at different areas. Express yourself. You know one of the main things when I now started getting into music, what my neighbors used to tell me? Be real.
Yeah.
Be yourself. And you know that's what people just gravitate towards me with.
It's relatable. Once you could relate to it, you could find some part of it that nah boy, I went through that already. You know, once you could relate.
And that is music. That is music. Because I could sing something that I feel now. Emotions is a thing that's changed. Not every day you go be happy. Not every day you go be sad. Not every day you go be depressed. These are things we just go through. So you might hear something now that will resonate with you. Going back to the jab music, I think people feeling that. They feel like that now. So they gravitate towards that.
Yeah.
So we can't vex and be upset. In music, you have to be able to pull back, analyze the situation, and attack and score. Don't get upset because you ain't get through. Bro, I released 10 songs. Probably 1 or 2 of them play. And I cool with that. I know it wasn't all cannot play.
Yeah.
But that can't stop me from being a creative.
Yeah.
That helping me grow. That helping youths grow because they seeing me doing this and saying, nah, boy, look, he's still fighting, boy. He get through all that different levels of success. My first Jamaican collaboration was with Shinsia, bro.
Big.
It never played in Trinidad and Tobago. I got a little upset, but there's emotions that go pass.
Show off.
That don't take off.
Nah, the thing is called show off,
Yeah,
right?
the name of the song is Show Off.
Yeah.
Shinsia, Samantha J, myself, produced by Sadek and Johnny Blaze. And that don't take away from what the song did. Like Kevin Little say, you have a hit, but where? I smile when you say that, eh? And you know what that make me see?
One hit win.
You know what that make me see? After seeing 50 Cent performing his songs with Chris Brown tour from his first album, that make me sit down and say, don't tell me that's still a far to go. I ain't even shoot a music video for Don't Tell Me That, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Vybz Kartel come out and shooting videos for his older songs. Why we just give up on our material? Bro, them songs ain't even come out of Trinidad and Tobago good yet. It ain't even reach Grenada good yet.
Yeah.
You're giving up on your music. Why?
Yeah.
Countless hip-hop artists, they say, keep promoting your music like it's brand new. You always have people who never hear your song. Guess what? You have a popular song? Carry it somewhere else. Like get popular there too.
Sure.
Keep growing and growing and growing.
Powerful. Azaryah. Why Azaryah?
Growth. Azaryah means Yahweh has helped. Like God has helped. I had the name for a long time and you know, you grow out of certain things. Flipo was just a childhood nickname. And no vibration to it. Vibration is powerful. What you speak, you give it power.
Mm-hmm.
Music is vibration. You gotta be careful. It's not just, yeah, we could have fun and thing, but it's a responsibility. Imagine I singing some dotishness and then I reach 50 and I looking back. I not going and sing that dotishness that I singing now when I is 50. I need to sing songs solid so that when I is 50, I could have classic good songs.
All right, cool. I like that, right? But my boy Uncle Crazy dipping into the zest and into the drink, and I love it. Right? What do you think?
I mean, everybody free to do the thing, you know. I didn't hear it. I just see a little clip, I just play it and I stop. Because it's like,
I think you should know your space, man.
yeah.
Yeah, but you see, it's crazy though. And his cosign or his input, I think, speaks volumes to like the acknowledgement of, yeah, I respect you. Right? I think oftentimes, the elders in the genre and music kind of shun the youths.
Mm-hmm.
And, and him trying to say, him having some input is saying, yeah, I respect it.
Support to the
it.
youths.
Yeah.
So, as I say, when you now start, you're never the best, you know. That genre new, there's a baby. There's a baby. And that go into Vibes Cartel, Bounty Killer, bringing out Cartel bringing out Popcorn, Popcorn bringing out Chronic Law. We missing that in our industry.
Sure.
The other day, I forget the guy named who's Robert Cartel. When he did an interview with KG, man was vexed. He said that artists bringing out other artists and
Yeah,
we don't really see it.
I saw it. He said, I big up to KG.
Yeah.
He said, men in soca not bringing up artists like how we do, right? They reach our party, they reach our event, and them artists, regular artists, artists are bringing 10 artists with them, right? 5 artists, whatever the number was, right? And when our soca artists get booked, it's he alone and it's
Yeah, but that is
Why you think that is? Why you think that is?
I think it's dog dog, and I think that oftentimes, not necessarily me, but oftentimes, men trying to eat, right? In our genre, it's difficult to eat. It's very difficult, right? And that goes back to the clan conversation where men saying like, I don't know, I think I can give you $1,000. Like, how can I bring Joe or Janet? Like, how? If I'm only getting $1,000, how can I bring anybody? How can I bring anybody else?
Nah, man. Nah.
How?
I think you're looking
If
at
I
that.
come from Miami to New York,
You're thinking about that
Sure.
on a different perspective, right? When I pay you $15,000, let's just say I pay you $10,000, okay?
no, let's say you paid me $3,000.
You are not bringing anybody.
Let's say you paid me $3,000 US.
Okay, 3,000.
Let's
Right?
keep it a real number.
Okay, so I pay you $3,000, and when I say you, I'm speaking in general.
Yeah.
Right? I pay you $3,000, and you're an artist. Who are you bringing?
My DJ.
You bring a DJ. Who else are you bringing? Because your DJ plays for you. Who are you bringing?
Well, I have to tell you that my DJ is going to cost me $400.
No.
No, you can't dismiss that.
No.
You can't dismiss that because
listen, I understand you're bringing your DJ. I don't want the breakdown
No, but you
of
need the
your
breakdown.
No. What I'm asking you is,
Sure.
okay, you're an artist, you're a well-known artist, and I booked you. You charge me $3,000 to come to perform at my event. Outside of your DJ, who you need to play for you because he knows your set, you have a rhythm,
Absolutely.
whatever the case is, who are you bringing?
What I'm saying to you, right? That my DJ goes food, and that's on. That brings my expense, my payment down to $2,600. Right? My outfit is gonna cost me. 1 second. My outfit's gonna cost me $300 for my sneakers, $200 for my sneakers, $150 for my pants, $150 for my jersey. That's $300.
I think you're missing the
Wait.
point.
That's $500. That's so now we had $900. Now we had $900. Right? That's $3,000, and that's $3,000 on a high level. Right? So now we had $2,000.
$2,200.
Right? Yeah, about $2,000. Right? Who can I bring? who can I? Because I have to pay for that artist, right? If I come from wherever I come from Trinidad or wherever, I had to pay. Or I had to pay for his flight or her flight. I heard that.
Let me ask you, how often have you gone to an event? You get booked for an event and you go as an artist, and when they have other artists performing, who are they bringing? Trinidadian artists don't bring artists. Big Trinidadian artists ain't bringing smaller artists. They don't do that. Or at least if they do it, I have never seen it.
But I'm just asking.
I have never
I'm just saying,
seen it.
what's the difference? And I think there's a financial difference.
It's
is
not
what
a
I'm saying,
financial difference.
right?
It's
Because
a
I
people
bring
difference.
anytime I perform, every time I perform, right? Every single time I bring artists, right? And just know that the artist coming to perform on my stage, on my set, I'm paying for that.
But let me tell you, in the events that I have done, and I think I've done a couple events and I've brought a couple artists well, and not one of them, and like I told you, I don't haggle artist price, and not one of them have I seen bring a younger artist, not even for free.
I don't disagree, but I'm just saying that if an artist, especially in soca, if an artist bring an artist, there's a cost associated to that, to them bringing them. There's a cost.
That's true.
There's a cost, and we can't dismiss it. His manager reach,
you
right?
are- you
There
see,
is a cost to bringing his manager.
You are missing my point, you know.
No, I don't think so.
I am. No. I understand what he's saying. Listen, I understand what you're saying. For me for my artist to perform, it has to cover her DJ.
Sure.
It has to cover me. It has to cover. We have items that need to be covered. I get that.
The bare minimum.
Right? I get that. I understand that. But what I'm saying to you is that soca artists do not bring up other artists.
Why?
Because we don't. I have never seen it.
She need a mic. But listen, that question of why, right? Azaryah, and I want you to have to
Yeah, I could
partake
step
this,
in here. I could step in.
There is a financial piece to that.
Yes.
There has to be.
So you are saying to me, right? You are saying to me,
Sure.
if
Is it two sides?
you are saying to me, okay, if I pay you $5,000, you are going to bring another artist with you.
That's the question.
That's the question.
I bring artists with
You.
me. No, that's not
You.
fact.
No.
It is-
You.
I'm talking about Sizwe.
Sizwe.
Absolutely.
What I am saying is that other artists, the bigger artists, are not doing that.
Yeah, but the bigger artists.
And they are getting paid.
The bigger artists for the $5,000 has bigger expenses. This is what I'm showing you. Right?
Sizwe,
come on, Kai. This is
I think you are. I understand your point, you know.
Sure, all right.
What I am saying to you is, as a people, as an industry, we do not bring up other artists. We do not, for whatever reason it may be.
Yeah, but you can't say what for whatever. The reason is clear. At least to me, it's very clear, right? And it's because you, right, the culture, right, refuses to pay. Yo, I talk to many party goers who say, I'm not paying more than $35 to come to a party. I don't care who performing. I don't care. Well then, how is the expectation that this artist is going to get some pay? And then what is the expectation? How do we expect now for the artist to bring anybody with them? And because there's a cost. There is a cost associated with that. At the goodness of my heart, yes, there's been many bookings that I've had where I've gotten paid, right? And at the end of that payment, that I'm saying, I come home with $50. And then I take my wife and my son to dinner, and that money go. And that's just my expenses. That's just where it goes.
Again, I don't think you understand what I'm saying.
Sure, maybe I'm mistaken.
I don't think you understand what I'm saying.
Okay.
And this also goes back to the whole gatekeeping question or topic you had earlier. That is a part of gatekeeping. not bringing up artists with you.
Facts. I agree with that.
So that is the point I'm trying to make. It doesn't matter how much money I pay you as an artist. A lot of the bigger artists are not bringing up artists below them. And this is why we have the same 10 artists for the last 10 years singing soca. And that is why soca as a genre cannot grow. Because there is no growth. We don't see youth coming up.
I don't like your tone. I find like you bullying me on my
No,
show.
I'm not bullying you. I'm not bullying you at all. I'm
facts.
trying to bring across my point to you. It doesn't matter what I pay an artist. I could listen, they have artists out there getting $10,000, $15,000 to perform, but then not bringing anybody.
All right, so is that true? Is what Kai is saying true?
I'll be the mediator.
Sure.
Two of all the points very valid. Yes, it costs to bring artists up with you, yes. And the next side is artists don't want to see nobody better than them. Let me be real. So it's two sides to the fence. Now the middle ground is we can't say all. Because at times blacks bring me out, at times Benjai bring me out, and that boosts my career. So it's not all of them just do that. But we need more of it happening. Because after me, I can't really say who I bring up, but I just, in different ways, I would help other artists. I go write songs for them. I go produce things for them. I go do discount rates. I'll do different things. It mightn't be me running up on a stage and bringing up an artist, because the next side to that is, let me say, I on a show, I put an artist on my set. It might be bacchanal. Promoter asking, who is this? Security asking, who is this? Because let me be real. When you're on the, we could talk nice now, but when we're on the battleground and the event hectic and all these kind of different things, I can't really say, yo, it's heater on up. It's my time. So it's a lot of different factors we missing now.
Yeah.
So we had to put everything together. What I say is like we need to have this thing documented in a way where everybody could understand how this thing does function, because let me be real, everybody kind of just grow and learn on their own basically, or patterning. But it have a lot of areas, gray areas that we need to touch and fix so we could have these things functioning properly. Cartel charging $1 million, whatever. Cartel doing his show is not just Cartel singing. That money could be paying for all different things. Is by this one, by whoever other artists. I don't want to call no artist names, but that is part of the show. We don't know what that price entails. Where's all the breakdowns? We don't know. So it's like, yes, artists, because of the situation and the environment of the industry, we naturally fight to get through. So even though you're getting through, you still fighting. You still fighting.
And you know, it could be a psychological thing too.
Is that?
Because in their mind, boy, I struggled for the last 15 years.
Now is my moment.
Yeah, let me take what I could get now, because when Suzanne come up next, that is it.
Yeah.
Or Suzanne's singing better than me lyrically, or vocally, but boy, Suzanne gotta sit down there for a little bit. It's a it could be a psychological thing too.
Yeah, I think you're correct, man. I think we all have valid points.
Yeah.
But I think those things need to put in perspective, right? And we can't like disregard some of these things. Yes, there is an issue with artists feeling like, if I give him, I'll get what he will take from me, right? And yes, there is a thing where artists not getting paid, right? And when we talking about international shows, right? Not local shows, right? Azaryah, they have a show, he could say, oh, Sizwe, come on, take a thing out. He don't gotta pay me for that, right? There's no cost to him for that, right? But if he say, yo, I in New York, and I in Miami, right? And I'm also just giving you a hint. Right? He in New York and I in Miami. There's a cost. And
Definitely.
if Kyle jump down and say, everything, wherever he decide, out of the graciousness of his heart, is coming out of his base.
Definitely.
Right?
And I get that.
And so that is meaningful. Listen, we have a segment in the show called Bring the Headphones, where we ask our artists to come and give me a little 1-2 minutes of whatever song they want to promote, whatever song they want to push. And so, Azaryah, I would like to ask you, can we bring the headphones?
Yeah, man, bring thing now, man.
Man, yo, bring the headphones. Bring the headphones.
Boom, boom, this your boy Azaryah, formerly known as Flipo. If you didn't know, now you know. Boom! The lineman don't tell me that. Of course, don't jam me hard. This girl says that she loves me and I just love her. Just give me a little wine. Eh, that's all I'm asking. There you go.
Girl, you make me dizzy when you walk past. Never seen so much beauty in the physical. Better hope you're walking with a stethoscope. Girl, you stole my heart 'cause I can't feel it at all. I'm trying to tell you what I'm feeling, but I'm getting short of breath. Delirious, symptoms are the scariest. Every time you near me, girl, you make me feel like kind of way. You keep doing to me whether night or day. On the ground, do you feel how the bumper shake? Water rushing in like a tsunami. You crash into me, to me, to me. Yeah, you crash into me, to me, to me. Yeah, it's too sweet when you back it up, when you back it up. Too sweet, kinda tap enough, baby, speed it up. Too sweet when you walk in the dance, stand shot. Too sweet, girl, yeah, too sweet, girl, yeah, too sweet. When you cock back, stick it and pause. Too sweet, with that bumper, roll my mind blown. Too sweet, girl, I just want you to know you're too sweet, and you don't know what you're doing to me when you bubble, bubble like that, baby. Trouble, trouble when you cross me, lady. Bubble, bubble like that, baby. You got it, you got it, you got the formula. Bubble, bubble like that, baby. Trouble, trouble when you cross me, lady. Bubble, bubble like that, baby. You got it, you got it, you got the formula. Girl, me access for the antidote, pretty please. The weakness from brutal strokes to the quit the pickaninnies. From the lesser Antilles, addicted when the bumper freeze. Let it breathe. I'm trying to tell you what I'm feeling, but I'm getting short of breath. Delirious, symptoms are the scariest. Every time you're near me, can you make me feel like kind of way? You keep doing to me whether night or day. On the ground, do you feel how the bumper shake? Water rushing in like a tsunami. Crashing to me, to me, to me. You crashing to me, to me, to me. Yeah, it's too sweet when you back it up, when you back it up. Too sweet, kinda tap enough, baby, speed it up. Too sweet when you walk in the dance, stand shot. Too sweet, girl, yeah, too sweet, girl, yeah, too sweet. When you cock back, stick it and
Yo, Azaryah, respect, thank you for coming. I want you to know that at least from what they do, SizweC, you are a living legend, right? Your impact in the culture and in music cannot be taken away, right? I want to thank you for coming to the show. What they do, I appreciate you giving us a speak, giving us a forward, giving our push. And yeah, man, thank you so much, man.
Yeah, man, thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure, to just bring the love and energy and positive vibes, motivating the culture,
Yeah.
our thing and empowering our thing.
Yeah.
It's always about.
And I can't forget my brethren Kylie sing Jam No Management. I did forget. I apologize. All right, Kaya, thank you so much. You've been a part of my life and a part of my career for a very long time, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
No, well, I consider us friends and family, so
Definitely.
any and all times.
Definitely. Yeah. So once again, it's your friend SizweC, and I just want to say what they do. What they do!